Oh my god, guys, I'm supposed to be busy working on my games, you know, but of course I can't stop procrastinating, and then I see this video. At first I'm like, okay, this guy's totally ripping off Thronefall, and oh, also Cult of the Lamb. So I left a throwaway comment calling him out, and moved on with my day. But then he responded to it. All games are inspired by other games. It's only a problem if you copy the things one to one and you don't even bother to add new features or ideas. It might look similar now, but it will be quite different later on, with a different combat system, different buildings, enemies and other stuff. Later he pointed towards his Twitter where I could see the whole process of how the game was being made. And oh my god, it just blows my mind. This guy is copying these two games so closely that I am not sure that he is not literally stealing their assets. By the way, obviously no legal allegations, but let's investigate further. Let's just watch this video here from the beginning. Oh wow, so that was only 7 seconds in, and I see that the towers cost exactly 3 coins, just like in Thronefall. The coins are laid out in the same way and they fill up the exact same way as in Thronefall. And this process takes just a little too long, exactly like in Thronefall. They should have sped it up, but it's very similar timing and he's copying that too. The buildings appear in a very similar way as in Thronefall, and the way the buildings are highlighted are the same as in Cult of the Lamb. A very strange choice. And I think the way you move around is possibly the same as in Cult of the Lamb, but it's not that different from Thronefall except that you don't have a horse. Okay, that's a lot already, but check it out. How the buildings drop down from a little above the ground and then they squish down and have a little round dust cloud just as they're being built. The dust clouds do look different and the animation looks vaguely different. Let's look at this side by side. They still look very similar in general. Look at the places where the building is going to be built. They are designated by a tiny cube, just as in Thronefall. Why wouldn't you have just made it so that it's just an outright blueprint? Like, there's no reason why you would go with the exact same design choice here. Like, why are there little cubes? It doesn't make any sense. There's a dedicated building time. Why didn't they just make blueprints where you see the outline of what you're gonna build? In Cult of the Lamb, there's this black puddle that appears under a totem if you have it selected, which looks very similar as the black puddle under the towers where you're about to build them. But in Cult of the Lamb, it's actually a GIF that only has 2 frames, while here it seems to be a shader or a more complex GIF. But in Lamb of the Cult, the pause menu appears with a very similar shader. The gate actually opens slowly when he walks through, unlike in Thronefall where it opens quickly. But apparently it is still only triggered by proximity to the player, but not the other soldiers. Okay, let's look at the rest of the video. So your minions look very similar to the Cult of the Lamb minions, but the way you can push them around seems very similar to Thronefall. No getting out of the way mechanic or anything. You just push them around as if they were capsules, just standing there, you know. Just a lazy implementation that Thronefall went with. The cult members from the Lamb actually have a walking animation instead of just jiggling up and down, which is actually a different choice than he made here. Good job, I guess. But then you look at these arrows. Wow, they look so similar to the Thronefall ones. Yes, they arch with a very clean trail renderer behind him with varying sizes. So that's a very basic thing to do, I guess, in Unity. But artistically, you would have ended up using an actual texture that makes it look different than the thing you're trying to copy. Also, it's hard to see the arrows because they actually have black projectiles, while in Thronefall they have white ones. Okay, good choice making a black projectile that you won't be seeing in the dark when you only have combat in the dark. These arrows arch much higher too, and they have less homing, which actually makes them look better than in Thronefall if they weren't pitch black. And then you look at these attack swipe lines. They look pretty similar to Thronefall's, but they actually do have a more detailed texture, which does make them look better. Good job again, I guess. And then he's won the wave in the video. Now the coins are floating towards him exactly like in Thronefall, but they seem to be less delayed, so that's good. So why do the coins fly towards you in exactly the same lazy way as in Thronefall? Why not make them spiral towards you in an interesting way? Or make it so that they have small delays so that one coin gets selected at a time, but it comes way faster. That would look better. I could have made these coins look more satisfying in many ways, and you just copied the Thronefall way all the way. Also, check out how these soldiers stand in front of the barracks. I swear I've seen that exact formation in Thronefall. And that's not like the simplest formation you would choose. But who knows, maybe I'm wrong. Let's give him another chance to defend himself. This formula literally requires these design decisions. I genuinely didn't try to copy Thronefall, but I don't want to sacrifice core mechanics that make the game fun just for the sake of not copying Thronefall. I want to make a good game. How can you be like this? How can you possibly claim you did not try to copy Thronefall? Who are you trying to fool? And then you say you have to copy it, because if you only copy some mechanics, it would take away from the quality of the game. Yeah, that makes sense. If you copy a good game, then you have a good game, but you haven't made it, you've just copied it. But Thronefall isn't even that good. There is a lot of room for improvement. So why didn't you copy it and make better design decisions? It would be a no-brainer. So why would you ever waste time copying certain things the exact same way that they are, instead of thinking of a better way? And here, look at this Twitter post. How can you possibly claim you're not trying to copy someone when you're so blatantly taking the style of Cult of the Lamb and just transforming it into your medieval game? Look, for example, at this little dress the lamb is wearing. It almost looks exactly the same as the one worn by your main character. And the coins are pentagrams. And look at the eyes! The eyes are so similar! Oh my god! I swear, as pixelated as this screenshot looks, it's almost as if you took screenshots from Cult of the Lamb and just blew them up, you know? But that's probably not true. This is probably some Unity anti-aliasing problem, you know? Okay, so I'm actually thinking that he's not decompiling the game and stealing assets, okay? But I think he is definitely copying them over one step at a time, as if he was a medieval monk copying the Bible with the utmost attention to detail. So that's allowed? How much blatant copying should be allowed? Legally? None, actually. This definitely violates copyright law. Copyright is very strict, and this is very clearly not fair use. You are financially competing with the games that you are cloning. Realistically, the developer could sue this guy and have his game taken down. Like, 2 of these developers could do that. But nobody would sue someone who has no money, except for maybe Nintendo would. So unless this guy gets really successful and keeps these copycat features in, he definitely won't get sued. And besides, indie devs are known for being litigious. So I guess it's okay to steal from us. Damn, maybe we should start suing people. Some people would say that the Day Before is ripping off Last of Us when it comes to the logo and font and other things. I actually haven't played Last of Us, so I wouldn't know. But if that's true, why haven't they sued them? This definitely looks like it's on the verge of violating copyright. They're actually successful. Am I the idiot for playing by the rules and trying to make original games? Do you know how easy it would be to just take someone's game concept and make a copy? Realistically, these games make a lot of money. The Day Before was the most wishlisted game on Steam, and they hardly even revealed any gameplay. But then they got hit by a copyright claim for their name. Wow, their name? That's actually very bad luck, because it's almost impossible to make a fully original name these days. And this game we're talking about here, don't even bother learning its name. Disgusting. Well, it definitely got upvotes on Reddit, which blows my mind. On the Unity subreddit, are actual game devs upvoting this possible plagiarism? He'll be even more successful on normie subreddits. I guess the only actual way of stopping him would be to sue him. But maybe he can just change his assets just a little bit before launch and he would be fully safe. And so many good games are out there getting ignored on the Steam store page, and shit like this is gonna be popular? I hate this. Won't somebody do something? I really wish we had communities that actively look for good, high-quality, overlooked Steam games that deserve the spotlight. That would really help so much. But content creators, they just make the videos about the games that are already popular to get popular themselves. It's a vicious cycle. Everything is a popularity contest, and Creativity and originality? Are they even necessary anymore? Well, tell me what you guys think about this. I hope you guys found this interesting. It's a nice little quick video for me to make, and it's game dev related. Perfect. Subscribe to the channel to find out more about the games I'm working on. Maybe they deserve more attention, you know? Maybe you should go wishlist Poor Mouse, you know? Goodbye, everyone.
Patrick, do you know what this thing is?
Stinky.
No, it's an
Copycat indie game.
Let's look at the embryo. Twin.